is what I'm saying. Gio, wait a minute. That is exactly what I mean. It's the toxin which is causing it. Like you said, infect it with something. So it's the toxin which is causing the bacteria to, get corrupt. That's it's
Exactly.
not actually the bacteria itself. You said it yourself.
You
It's
can
actually
be poisoned by
artificial
bacteria,
toxin.
but it's not. There's no bad bacteria. It's poison. It's just like a sick animal raised on poisonous food. The animal's sick. It's raised on
I
poison.
don't agree. I think the bacteria itself is the poison. It's the thing that, well, it's not. It's different than a poison. It's an infectious agent that causes.
But it's produced by the body.
In the body. No, they're not created in the body. The ones that are harmful to the body are not created in the body.
Okay, but where's bacteria coming from? Like all bacteria is coming from tissue. It's coming from living stuff.
It can be on air and surfaces and water and food. It can be on any. It can be.
Yeah, but it's like a protein.
So, like, what causes dysentery then? Is it bad bacteria or is it toxin?
There is no bad bacteria.
Bacteria is not good and bad.
Is like bacteria doesn't just appear out of thin air. That would be abiogenesis.
Well, like, what do you guys think of this? For example, there's this it's called Nigeria. I was just trying to look at how to pronounce it, but it's called Naegleria fowleri. That's how it's spelled. Naegleria fowleri. Anyways, they claim it's a brain-eating amoeba, and it can be in like pond water, like really stagnant pond water. And if you there's people that have like gone swimming in like ponds that they probably shouldn't have been swimming in, and they get this, and it basically kills you within days. They call it a brain-eating. It like literally like consumes your brain and kills you in days. So what is that? I mean, anyways, that's just there's so many bizarre infectious agents that cause so many like crazy different symptoms. It's not all just being toxified by a little bit of aluminum in your cans from your soda.
Well, people say this, but people can demonstrate and show that if you eat parasites, you can literally eat parasites, and you will not have parasites in your body if you're eating them raw. If you're eating raw meat and it's filled with parasites, Optimus did this. He showed that he never had any parasites in his body, but people on cooked foods, this is Pottinger's cat shows this. If you're eating cooked foods, you're going to have parasites in your body. They only thrive in a toxic environment. They don't thrive in an environment built on raw foods.
Exactly, that's what it is. It has nothing to do with any bacteria. Bacteria doesn't cause it. It has never been proven anyway.
Giardia is a parasite. It can cause wretched nausea, vomiting, diarrhea that can go on for as long as a week or longer. It can even cause resurgences later. Giardia can be observed it can be isolated as to what it is. It can be observed in the bodies of people that are infected by it. And it can be directly connected to all the symptoms that it causes, and it can stay in the body. Parasites are trippy though, because your body, like just like the immunity thing to other things, like your body could, like that parasite could not latch onto your body, meaning you could eat a parasite and it may not latch on for various reasons, because your body's strong enough or your immune system, because everyone has such unique systems. So that's another thing. But yeah, I mean, Giardia is a very well-known parasite that causes, a very specific type of sickness. Thing about these sicknesses too, they have time periods to them. Like Giardia has a certain range, it's a certain number of days. It goes through a certain cycle because the way these parasites work, and they know these things. So again, it's not just like randomly like a little bit of aluminum or toxins building up. These are very specific disease processes that when the person is exposed to that compound, if it latches into their body, it then carries out, and then the process it carries out is very similar to the same symptomology as other people who have also been infected by it.
And one more thing that I need to tell you is that the bacteria, what they actually do is when your body gets intoxicated, there are dead tissues accumulating inside your body. So when the bacteria enters, they start eating those tissues. If they accumulate, it could cause real problems. So the bacteria actually aids in detoxification in that way by eating the dead tissues and removing them. So it's not actually them causing it; it's actually the toxins which are causing it, which the bacteria is trying to remove. So that is when the symptoms show up.
I would say there's many different forms of bacteria. I mean, there are some that are, beneficial, as it were, or some that do exactly what you're saying, help to clean up, excess cells and things like this. So yeah, there's many different types of bacteria. There's bacteria on our skin that helps maintain the oil. However, the ones I'm referring to are the specifically like disease-causing bacteria, the specific ones that actually, or parasites or molds or fungus that actually cause particularly symptomology.
They don't cause it by themselves. It's when they get intoxicated by something artificial from the outside. They don't there is no such thing called a disease causing bacteria by itself. It's when, artificially, some external agent like some toxin or something that is actually inserted. That is when the bacteria actually start releasing toxins when they get inside your body. So it's not them causing it. It's actually an external toxin.
That's how you digest food.
Where did you get that from?
Where did you get the fact that bacteria are the ones who are causing disease? It's just, it's just like globe earth nonsense. It's not a fact.
It's how you digest food is with bacteria.
That's how you answered my question. If you'd like to ask me, I can respond, but did you want to answer first or did you want me to go first? That was a really disingenuous way to respond.
Yeah, okay, let me tell you. There is every time anybody has actually seen a bacteria, observed a bacteria, it is only, under a microscope. Their actions have never been observed. And whenever people, start studying digestive system or any kind of, system, not immune system, all these systems, bacteria are there, carrying out their normal functions. They don't cause any kind of disease. And then when you say that, external bacteria are causing diseases, the truth is all the environment in which those external bacteria have been found, those environments have always, the terrain has always been intoxicated with something, some sort of, poison, some external poison or anything. Bichomp, Pierre Bichomp. Do you know about Bichomp? The guy who actually proved Pasteur wrong, because the entire duel between Pasteur and Bichomp was about the terrain theory versus the germ theory, in which Pasteur could never prove that it was actually bacteria which is actually causing the smallpox and the cowpox and everything. So yeah, so there has been no evidence that bacteria actually causes diseases. Nobody actually believed that throughout history. Like the Ayurvedic system, all the natural medical systems like Ayurvedic system, the Chinese medical system, and the Iranian and the Arabian, they never believed that diseases get transferred from one person to another. And bacteria and the natural organisms are the ones who are causative agents behind the disease. It's just this allopathic system which promotes drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, and all these things. They want to sell their pharmaceutical drugs to all the other people, and who controls that, right? So they are the ones who are actually, this is their bedrock, the germ theory. If this doesn't exist, they cannot sell that. That is why.
And you digest food with bacteria. So if you have bacteria pre-digesting a toxin, then the bacteria is toxic. It's just pre-digesting whatever it's on. It's not about the actual bacteria. The bacteria is how you digest food. So if it's pre-digesting a toxic food, like a cooked food, then it's going to be toxic and poison you. The bacteria is not poisoning you. It's pre-digesting something that's toxic. So
but you can give these bacteria, the disease-causing ones, to someone, and not that it's been like feeding on, glyphosate or feeding on, some toxic plastic or something. Just the bacteria itself, you could culture it and you could give it to someone, and they make them very sick.
Well, it depends where you're getting it from, though. You'd have to show me where you're getting it from.
Are you guys so confident in your ideas on this that, let's say somebody has some like severe disease, are you willing to like inject their blood into your blood? Something crazy like that?
Nothing would happen. Nothing would happen if you just inject their blood into your blood. The problem is, if the poison, the reason why they are in that state is because of the poison that is inside their body that needs to be removed. So blood transfusion doesn't actually cause disease by itself. It's actually the poison. Now, poison is a problem. You need to remove the poison somehow, the toxin that is actually causing it. Now, that is where the problem is. And the bacteria thing that you just said.
Let me ask you this. Are you denying that? Okay, let me ask you this. If you believe all this, if somebody in a laboratory made a culture of bacteria that you could look at in the microscope, you could be like, there they are, you could identify them that way. If they were to culture this as clean as they can, it's not necessarily feeding on any toxic tap water or anything like that. It's clean, copacetic, all of that. And if they put that bacteria in some water, and then you drink that water, if you then became sick, like acutely ill, vomiting, diarrhea, et cetera, would you then change your position?
No. Then I would say I'm getting sick because the bacteria is trying to detoxify the toxins that are already inside my body.
So you would find some way to just delude yourself that it's something else going on because you're so resistant to just realizing that bacteria is actually what causes it. To be fair. I know. I'm just kind of characterizing it in the way I perceive it, but I mean that sounds like you would just trick your mind into making you think that it's that that
taking
it's
my
not
mind.
actually the thing causing the problem? Like what if it's all it is pure, as pure as it can be, just the bacteria, you drink it in water and you get sick. What is the explanation you're saying if it's not the bacteria getting you sick?
If you think getting sick is a bad thing, getting sick is actually a detoxification of your body. That's all it is. If
So
you're
a
getting
bacteria
sick,
that is
just
known to cause like the same symptoms in people that it's given to, you're saying that for every single one of those persons, they would all just happen to go into an immediate quote unquote detoxification where toxins of foods that they consumed in the previous weeks or months are now just all of a sudden being unloaded from their system. Is that your belief system on this?
Where did the bacteria come from?
not
in
a
this
belief
example?
system, it's a fact.
Cultured
Sickness.
Based off what?
Sickness.
Tyler, you have something you haven't addressed, which is if you have these toxins already in your body, why are you in a healthy state before consuming this bacteria? Isn't there bacteria in your body that would be attacking it and getting rid of it if bacteria's job is that?
Toxins are never in a healthy state. Toxins are always dangerous. You need to remove them. So that's what sickness does.
But in this example, you're healthy, and then you consume the bacteria, and then you're sick. And you're saying because toxins are already in my body, but you already have bacteria in your body. Why aren't the bacteria addressing the toxins that are already in your body? Why do you even need to go to the step of consuming this cultural bacteria?
Bacteria can't always deal with toxins. Sometimes the body's too toxic for a bacteria, so it needs a virus.
Because
question to him.
Let's say, for example, we consume bacteria, cultured bacteria.
I think the sketch doesn't know.
Yeah, I mean, my example is it's a cultured bacteria, and this is it would be so small you can't even see with your eyeballs, obviously. So it'd be like, let's say in a cup of water or just a regular 8-ounce glass of water, it would be a teeny, tiny microgram level of the bacteria. And like I said, it's cultured completely clean. But anyways, Tyler, were you going to respond to that? Like, yeah, how to what percentage?
So the mechanism of sickness, the so-called process that we call sickness and flu, is basically nothing but the removal of toxins that are already there in your body. It's not that it is actually causing the disease; it is activating the mechanism that we call sickness, which will remove the toxins that are accumulated inside your body. And nobody's 100% healthy these days.
So let's hold on. Let's just go through this one at a time. I want to now ask the next question. Okay, I hear. So let's say you're going along. You've already got whatever bacteria, you've already got whatever toxins. But let's say you're healthy. Everything's good. You feel fine. You feel strong. Everything's good. What is it about? Okay, this toxin that this bacteria that I'm talking about that has been cultured in a laboratory. It is a bacteria that is known to cause very specific symptoms: diarrhea, vomiting, etc., etc. Okay, so if you already have bacteria in you, you already have toxins in you, but you're healthy. What is it about this one disease-causing bacteria, as it were, as they call it, as it were? What is it about that one that you're now adding that somehow in your description of it is now just going on some full systemic, is this a medicinal bacteria now? Or how is it going through a systemic run of your whole system to make you just vomiting repeatedly, in every single person that takes it?
Okay, let me answer that. The thing is, when you actually take it after a few weeks, when your sickness is over and everything is fine, nothing happens. You don't need to take. I don't take meds. I don't take any of these, things. You get after taking that bacteria, you'll get sick for a while, and then you're basically detoxifying, and after that, it is fine.